Welcome. I'm about to go ahead and get started today on our deep dive. Got a few projects that we want to go over, and then a few projects that we want to look into. So let's go ahead and get started by going over our Publisher X provided by Miss Mimi. This is saying the next big thing in crypto. Aren't you curious to hear about it? Let's talk about it. There are said to be two certainties in life that you can always count on. They are taxes and death. No matter how hard you try, they are inevitable and you will eventually catch up with you. The cryptocurrency market is just over 10 years old, but it is becoming more evident by the year that it too has its own certainties that you can count on. In its short history recently, on almost all yearly basis, it seems that crypto has a new big thing, something that is incredibly hyped and not only causes a frenzy of people rushing back into crypto, but causes prices overall to increase. In 2017-18, there was the ICO movement. In 2020, it was a DeFi summer. In 2021, we saw multiple hype movements, meme coins, and NFTs. Many of us who have been, Many of us who have been in the crypto market for quite some time now have learned one important thing. It's always important to be open-minded and be looking out on the horizon for the next big things. The signs are usually there, but they are just hidden better during bear markets. I remember when cyberpunks and BAYC could be had for just a few ETH upon release. Those who study the market constantly and brainstorm where the market may be heading are often the ones who have the most success. Oftentimes when these hype cycles come and people begin rushing into those markets, unfortunately, most of the money has been made and it is already too late. That is why it is also important to get to the destination before everyone else starts to buy their tickets. If you miss out on an opportunity, there's no need to worry about it. I missed out on most of those too. As I mentioned before, one of the certainties with crypto is that there will always be the next big thing. So even if you miss out on the past opportunities, it is important to keep your minds focused and our eyes open so that we can spot the next one. What could be the next big thing? I'll be honest with you and tell you that I don't know. No one really knows for sure. However, I do have a few ideas of some things that could take off during the next few years. Who knows? One of them might even, one of them just might end up being the next big thing in crypto. So gaming. Y'all know TCC has been going over gaming for at least the last 2 years. So of course, this is high on our marks. I believe that one of the most obvious answers for what could be next in the big thing in crypto is gaming. In fact, we already had a glimpse of with Axie Infinity, something that was the talk of the market for about a month and actually is still really popular in some places like the Philippines, where people are legitimately playing this game as their full-time job. The key point to remember is that gaming market is huge. It is the biggest entertainment industry out there, even bigger than movies and TV. Nearly everyone would probably agree that the crypto games that have been released so far are less concerned about the actual game and fun factor, but instead they focus more on the crypto earning factor. When real games are high quality, focus on gameplay first, and then also have crypto earning features available. That is the moment that the market is going to take off. And that's something that you probably hear me and Chad talk about a lot. Like these games not always that fun, but they make you money. But who wants to go to work and it's not fun? So when the game is actually fun to play, when they get something similar to Black Ops or something that we can earn from, that's when we can really see the gaming platform just probably go for a nice little takeoff. So this is the picture from Star Atlas, a game where development, we're talking about this game up here. And I haven't even looked back at Star Atlas. I'm going to go back over that game. But this is a game that's development that is being built on the Solana blockchain. While the game could be years away from being released, this is the type of experience that will bring in the masses. The hype will be real, and one of these projects will become huge. Many large video game companies are seeing this future trend too. Square Enix, which the game company behind Final Fantasy, has been very vocal about its interest in future blockchain gaming. Also, just last week, Sega announced, what did Sega announce? That they will be making a blockchain video game. Okay, I see you coming back, Sega. ENS, this is another thing that TCC has talked about many times before and years ahead. And we want you to own your name, guys. This is like .com in today's time frame. You want to own your ENS, especially for those of you that own companies. You want to get your company in your name and have an ENS address for it. And we have a .eth for your company. You have some way to receive crypto. You don't have to always give out that long address. But I learned over the years that I need to do much better job keeping and open mind for what may become the next big thing. For example, one of the trends that I had many opportunities for from the beginning, but decided to ignore were NFTs. I had several chances to acquire cypherpunks and also Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. Instead, I wasn't interested and decided to ignore them until they became incredibly valuable. ENS, Ethereum Name Service, could be one of the next big things. ENS is a blockchain domain naming protocol built specifically for Ethereum blockchain. ENS is a blockchain domain. Oh, I already read that part. Using it allows customers to create human-friendly and readable usernames for their Ethereum-based crypto wallets and decentralized websites and apps. Part of the reason that helped NFTs take off and popular was how the supply of many of them was. Often said had a limited amount of NFTs minted, and some were even only one of one. It became a status symbol. The ability to show off that you own something incredibly limited helped the market take off. That could happen with ENS as well. For example, ENS domains were only 3 or 4 digit long have already skyrocketed in value, a trend that will definitely continue in the future. Also, if Web 3.0 on Ethereum will take off in popularity, everyone will be wanting or need ENS address. Domain squatters will come and the value of the market will go up. And the domain squad are people that are come and buy up domain names that they know are going to be popular and that people are going to want to use them. They don't actually want to use them themselves. They just want to keep you from having it and charge you a nice dollar to get it. So for example, Chris and I was looking at names on ENS and just jokingly, I said the real Beyonce, because Beyonce was already taken or they wouldn't allow us to buy it. But I said the real Beyonce, because of course, he's going to want that name. He's seen it. He bought it. He got excited for it. I wish I would have bought it. He ended up making 3 times the investment when he gave an airdrop like a following week or 2 weeks later. But he wanted to own the real Beyonce because now he can charge a good price for that, because who else would want the real Beyonce name other than the real Beyonce knows? Or somebody who want to really imitate her badly enough to where they're willing to pay for that domain name, even if it's a high ticket. So those are the squatters that we're talking about. They can just buy names. We can even think about doing that, buying Coca-Cola name or something like that and hold on to it, because one day Coca-Cola gonna have to reach out to you and say, hey man, I need that domain name. Oh, okay, you got $1 million on you? I need 10,000 each. So another thing that's gonna be big is layer 2s and the return of the DeFi summer. So far, people still not really excited about DeFi. We are here in TCC, and we want to make sure that we invest in some of those coins because we understand that they're going to go back up when DeFi becomes popular again. Like it or not, but recently, a high percentage of the biggest trends have begun on the Ethereum blockchain. Trends such as ICOs, DeFi, NFTs, and others. During the summer of 2020, DeFi and Ethereum surged in popularity, and the period was nicknamed DeFi Summer. Some would even argue that this was one of the catalysts to this was one of the catalysts to the bull market beginning. However, as DeFi took off in popularity, Ethereum fees would also skyrocket upwards. This would eventually cause fees to become so expensive that most people were locked out of using DeFi. That would cause the DeFi market to go into a deep sleep, even while the rest of the market was pumping during the bull market. That could be changing very soon. Layer 2s on Ethereum have come a long way, very well, and will continue to improve even further. Naturally, by using these layer 2s, fees become much cheaper, which once again opens up the Ethereum ecosystem to regular users. Other blockchains like Solana, Avalanche, Near, and other found popularity because they were so much cheaper to transact on than Ethereum. But there's no denying that Ethereum is still the king of smart contract blockchains. This could cause a rush back into the markets and will revive the DeFi markets. Another popular point going in this favor is all the CeFi chaos that has taken place this year. Companies like Celsius, Vault, and Voyager have become insolvent, and users' funds were frozen on them. This made DeFi look much more appealing. Although DeFi doesn't come without risk, hacks have become commonplace in the industry, and users should use extreme caution. If the Ethereum layer 2 landscape takes off in popularity, it has the potential to render a high percentage of other smart contract chains useless. Cool. And we, again, know about the metaverse. We really believe that we are just ahead of our time with the metaverse. So please don't be discouraged if some of your metaverse projects haven't just completely taken off just yet. We already saw a sneak peek of metaverse projects soaring in popularity on Facebook, changed its names to Meta, and details in its plans to focus on building a metaverse in the late 2021. But in my opinion, we have even glimpsed a smaller percentage of the potential market that metaverse could present. Now, let me correct this. What Facebook is creating is a multiverse, not a metaverse. Metaverse, you'll be able to earn, while Facebook is creating something where you can only spend. So we won't consider what Facebook is creating an actual metaverse. But metaverse are an extremely long play. It could take years and even decades to become a fruition. This is also the potential that they would never fully be released or delivered on the hype. But if they do, this is a market that we need to be invested in. Everything in your life could be done in these metaverse in the future. Your job, school, entertainment, games, concerts, sporting events, movies, conferences, social interaction, dating, anything. Then taking it into account, the NFTs will be heavily incorporated. And that is another reason that could help propel the market's popularity. The market is a gamble and may never fully deliver on its ambitious promises. And Bitcoin. Now I'm glad they actually added this to the list, because it's a coin that gets slept on a lot. People start getting into the altcoin phase and they forget about one of the main reasons we're getting this, the Bitcoin. One big important thing to think about with Bitcoin is Bitcoin split from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash. And its main reason was because they wanted a Bitcoin that was going to be used for spending purposes and a Bitcoin that was going to be a store of value. This is why people call Bitcoin Cash the true Bitcoin, because that's when it's intended for spending purposes. That's why it's so cheap. That's why the network fees are so cheap. We should be able to do the over-counter spends using Bitcoin Cash, but your store of value would be Bitcoin. That's why it's still more expensive to interact with. That's because it should be used as a store of value. But people are sleeping on the fact that Bitcoin is still a store of value. This is digital gold. And a lot of times we focus on the fact that we can get better gains from holding small cap coins, that we don't really think to hold Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is still the big bad bull of the North. Like, don't sleep on Bitcoin. You should definitely have you a little bag for your future. But let's talk about it. Some might be surprised by this choice. How could Bitcoin be the next big thing when it's already the #1 coin? All you need to do is look at the world around you. The world is coming through difficult times and probably will only continue to become worse. Governments are deeply in debt and trying to inflate their way out of this debt. All the while, the money that we have worked so hard to earn is being devalued. There's a strong likelihood that in the near future, the US dollar will no longer be the world reserve currency. If that were to happen, we need to begin thinking about what currency could replace it. Some would say China's yen, but the world most likely wouldn't trust a currency that's controlled by a dictator. After that, going through a list of currencies quickly shows that there aren't any good options where every country could be satisfied in trusted currency. That is when Bitcoin comes into play. Bitcoin itself could become the world reserve currency or a currency that is backed by Bitcoin. Naturally, this would cause shockwaves across the market. With all that said, Bitcoin doesn't need to become the world reserve currency to become the next big thing. More and more people are waking up to what makes Bitcoin so great. The immutable, being trustless, uncensorable, and allowing you to truly own your own assets. Then add the fact that inflation on Bitcoin is lower and will only continue to decrease, making Bitcoin perhaps the strongest currency that you can own. One of the few assets that actually rewards you for saving rather than punishing you. More and more people will begin choosing to put their savings into Bitcoin, and the price will continue to go up. At the end of the day, each one of these could be the next big thing. There is also the possibility that none of them could be. There's a certainty that there will be new developers or features in the cryptocurrency market in the near future that will cause a frenzy and bring retail buyers back into the market. The only question is, what will it be? How about you? What will you do? What do you think the next big thing in crypto will be? Man, appreciate you. That you did reiterate some of the things that we already know, but it's just good to kind of go back over that good stuff, right? Go ahead, Tibble, for that article. Appreciate you, my brother. Let's get into our next one. And it's talking about Africa. Africa and the Middle East are emerging as growth areas for Bitcoin. And it's kind of going about from what we just read. How because some of these fiat currencies are becoming just complete trash. People are adapting to the idea of Bitcoin more so, even with the volatility. We've already accepted the volatility of our fiat, and it's actually been volatile in the wrong direction the whole time. There's never a day you wake up and your feed is worth more than it was worth yesterday. It's always worth less than it was worth yesterday. You know what I mean? So why are people still making an argument? Well, I don't want to own a currency that loses value. You own fiat, it loses value. So anyway, some of these third world countries are realizing that Bitcoin is just a better option for them right now. So Africa and the Middle East are emerging as growth areas for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is hard money based on a decentralized system, which gives it a global dimension. Bitcoin transcends borders, which one area like Europe grows less quickly, another can take over, starting with North Africa and Middle East, which are currently driving the growth of Bitcoin. The American continent, North and South, continues to show sustained growth in its crypto transaction, according to the Chainalyst 12-month July 2021 to July 22 review. But is the North America and Middle East region still modest in size? That is most dynamic, with a 48% jump in activity, 3 times more than Europe. YOY growth in crypto transaction volume by region. Okay. While Dubai has ambition to become a regional hub for transactions in the cryptocurrency world, it is not alone. Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi want to capture the interest of wealthy population looking for diversification and returns. Yeah, we see that they've been doing that more in Dubai, where they sell crypto everywhere. No, Bitcoin is seen as a hedge against inflation. In total, people in the 25 countries of North Africa and Middle East receive 566 billion in cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, in 12 months. These periods coincide with a fall in the markets, but since June 30, 2022, the prices have regained 19%. This has made them 107 billion if they have not sold their cryptocurrencies to recover the cash. Wow. More than 2/3 of this amount was captured by 5 countries. First is Turkey, 200 billion, followed by Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates. 3 of them, Turkey, Lebanon, and Egypt, are going through serious crisis. Their inhabitants have lost confidence in their currencies. Against their backdrop of the economic crisis and devaluation, the Egyptian pound fell by 20% against the US dollar in 2022. The 2 main cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum, have fallen 3 times more, 60% this year. Despite this, crypto money transfers from abroad, family, relatives, to Egypt has been significant. The country has seen the strongest growth in that area at 221.7%. Wow. A refuge from inflation and the fall of their currency, Bitcoin can be a way to shelter savings in the event of political crisis or when faced with the risk of having their money confiscated or rationed. The month after the Taliban came to power, cryptocurrency flows in Afghanistan increased 5-fold, peaking at over 150 million in September 2021. Wow. Since the regime's ban on Bitcoin and arrest in the country, however, activity has plummeted to just under 80,000 per month. People are getting arrested for having cryptocurrency and they still using it. That tells you something, that says something right there. Between ban and tolerance, the 3 main areas, Asia, America, and Europe, take 90% of the global transactions amount exchange. The Middle East around 7%, and Africa 3%. Changpeng Zhao, and the CEO of Binance, the world leading platform, thus recently pointed out that in Africa, where only 11% of the population has a bank account, the number of potential users is very large, but the overall amounts in cryptocurrency are still small. Bitcoin has become the second official currency of Central Africa, along with the CFA franc. But this remains an exception. Apart from a few cases, Central African Republic, Kenya, and South Africa, governments in African countries are not very open to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, unlike their population. And it's easy to see why, since Bitcoin's value of freedom and self-sovereignty are perceived as dangerous by leaders who are more corrupt than others. The most closed are Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco, which was the first to ban cryptocurrencies back in 2017, but could in the future relax its legislations. The other African countries tolerate their citizens buying Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but they block Bitcoin access to their banking and financial system. In Latin America, the legislation is much more welcoming, and most countries, with very few exceptions, Bolivia, are not hostile to Bitcoin. To learn more about the subject, you can keep on reading. Good. But as we can see, more and more people are adopting to, we're seeing more and more mass adoptions with cryptocurrency, you know, especially as inflation is showing its true self. Whew. Now, one way to fight inflation is to learn how to make money even in your sleep. So are you earning any cryptos that pay off in dividends? Because there are a lot. We even just recently did a video going over fan tokens. If you're interested in watching it, it is in the Facebook group on in our TCC Facebook group. But we want to start learning ways to earn crypto dividends. We also have a book, Engage and Accumulate, where we got multiple places that you can just start using your things you're already doing to start earning cryptocurrency. Let's talk about it. Ways you can earn crypto in your sleep. How to earn crypto while sleeping. People often think that the only way to make money with cryptocurrency is to buy them at the lower price and then sell them when the prices rise. Of course, it's not the only way. In this guide, we'll talk about staking and how to do it. What is staking? Simply put, staking means getting passive income for holding cryptocurrency assets in a wallet. The process uses the proof of stake, POS algorithm, and it works as simple as possible. Users store their coins in wallets. Assets support the process and the system. Users are getting regular rewards in their wallets. Get it? That's like really how our banking system should be working now, because we supply them with the fiat that they end up giving our loans for, and they used to give us interest on those, that money they was making, but it was like 0.004, something so small that in a year it didn't even really make sense. While cryptocurrency is now giving off rewards of as high as 3.1 and 5 or 6.7 on stable currencies. So it just makes a lot of sense to start staking your currency in crypto versus staking your fiat in the savings where it's losing value. The participants of a network ensure the efficiency of the blockchain without putting any effort into it. The larger amount that users keep on the wallet, the more blocks are generated and the higher is their income. Staking is becoming a popular way to make money, not only for private investors, but also for institutional ones. For example, a year ago, Canadian public company Graph Blockchain announced a $300,000 investment in Cardano. Just like that, company was getting additional profits through staking. So not only did the price of Cardano go up, which helped them as a company, the amount of Cardano tokens they had went up because they staking it. They earned more ADA tokens by staking it, and then the value of ADA went up as well, which shows some tremendous gains. What is the difference between proof of stake and proof of work? In the proof of work, POW, algorithm, miners have to make complex mathematical calculations in order to make transactions. If the miner manages to solve the problem, a new block will appear. For all this work, miners are getting reward. The proof of stake is quite similar to proof of work, but miners do not have to solve complex mathematical problems. It is first implemented in 2012 in the KuCoin, renamed PeerCoin cryptocurrency. The idea of proof of stake is to solve the proof of work problem associated with high energy costs. The most popular coins for staking nowadays are Ethereum, Cardano, and Sol. Proof of stake. For mining blocks, you need to purchase and keep crypto. Does not require anything else. Large holders having high influence on the network development voting. You should learn how to buy and transfer crypto. Proof of work. For mining blocks, you need to buy special equipment. Not eco-friendly because it needs a lot of energy. To hack the network, you need to carry out 51% attack, which is very expensive. To make money, you need to learn every detail about the process. You can find out more about the difference between proof of stake and proof of work in this article. So types of staking. The process of staking might remind you of the traditional bank deposits. You make a transfer into the bank account and don't touch it afterwards for some time. Just like that, you get passive income. The bigger deposit, the bigger the dividends. Staking is almost the same, but there are different types of it. You got number one, your lot staking. The types imply some limited period of time You can choose to participate in staking for a week, month, year, for example. Till this deadline, your funds will be frozen and you won't have access to them. Usually, that income rate on locked contracts is higher than on others. However, if the user wants to finish staking early, then their deposit will be returned without any profits. Then you have flexible staking. This type of staking doesn't have any limitation in time. You can keep getting your profit until you sell the order or withdraw your funds. This type is a good idea for those who don't want to block their crypto for too long. Coins just simply store it on the spot wallet and you get rewards for that. 3 is your DeFi staking. Decentralized finance projects, DeFi, are using smart contracts for staking. It's very comfortable, and in 2022, such projects have become more and more popular. Why? With DeFi staking, you can get access to various tools for insurance, management, forecasting, etc. You also know with DeFi staking, we can use it as collateral and actually take out debt, take out loans. So is staking really profitable? Why does everyone like staking? We found a few reasons for that. The most important one is safety and the simplicity of the process. With it, you had the opportunity to get crypto dividends without any worries. According to staking rewards, the average interest rate in it is currently over 9%. The famous crypto exchange Kraken gives 4% and 6% APY for Cardano, staking and 4% and 7% for Ethereum 2.0. Moreover, there are various calculations that might help you to count the profitability of staking. Using them is very easy. Choose a token and the amount. Afterwards, you can calculate the income for the chosen period of time, a year, for example. Thus, there are some possible risk of staking. Due to the volatility of cryptocurrency, there is always a risk of losing the interest you earn on your crypto holdings. Well, not actually losing the interest. You're going to have that interest in that cryptocurrency token, but the value of that token could have gone down, which may feel like your interest has gone down. But for the staking period, you must freeze your coins, which means that you cannot do anything with your assets during that time. Then the unlock period may take longer than expected, preventing you from withdrawing funds or selling assets on time. By on time, they mean wallet and profit. So don't forget about them. If you decide to take part in staking, because a lot of people definitely put it up, forget about it, and come back later and it's not even doing what they expected it to do. How to do staking. God, this is long. If you are new to crypto market, but you want to have an additional passive income, then we have good news for you. Staking is very easy to do. There are only really 3 steps. Choose crypto exchange. Look up the point of sale coins are there. Top your crypto wallet and start staking. So they're talking about using centralized exchanges by doing this. But yeah, even with your what we use, MEXC and KuCoin, we're able to stake directly there, some of our favorite and most popular coins, even our stable coins. So yes, it is that easy. As we already discussed, some exchanges offer different types of staking. You can choose optimal staking for you, which will give you even more freedom in managing your capital. Conclusion. Woo, we made it, y'all. We can say that now staking is a new trend in the crypto market. You don't need to buy special equipment, pay for electricity or certain skills. It's very simple and everyone can do it. You just need to freeze coins in a separate wallet on an exchange and start receiving dividends after a certain time. But don't forget to do your own research before taking part in any investment opportunities. Get my tip on, get my tip on. All righty. How does a crypto payment gateway work? Man, because they are getting more and more popular. So if you're thinking about jumping on a bandwagon and accepting crypto payments, the question arose, how do I do this? Of course, the first thought is to add a wallet address directly to your website, right? Simple. But after a bit of reflection, we understand that this is cumbersome, inconvenient, and inefficient. Fortunately, today there are helper services, crypto payment gateways. Read about our advantages and disadvantages of how it all works. Great, because that's even how I think. You know, if I want to receive crypto, keep it simple, right? Just put my Bitcoin address on, or just use my unstoppable domain address and say, hey, y'all send it to this address. But that leads peer-to-peer. People can't actually go into a checkout booth, check out the same way you can with fiat, and they feel more comfortable doing that. So this is a way to have you an on-ramp for the crypto payments. So crypto payment gateway is our guide to the space of fast, secure, and cost-efficient payments. Merchants can significantly simplify the experience of accepting crypto payments using processor services. Now Payments is a non-custodial crypto payment gateway that provides 15 plus integrational tools. What is a crypto payment gateway? Crypto payment gateway is a service that allows you to accept cryptocurrency as a payment option. Depending on the specific platform, users are provided with different integrational tools. These tools can be crypto APIs, e-commerce plugins, invoices, various tools for accepting donations, and other solutions. In addition, depending on the specific crypto payment gateways, you can receive different coins for payments. Some support only the most popular coins like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, etc., while others provide more choice and flexibility. Crypto payment gateways greatly facilitate the payment process. Such services provide various merchant tools and a dashboard thanks to which you can track each payment stage. Thanks to the gateway, you can also configure parameters such as auto conversion to fiat or other cryptocurrencies. And in addition, you can use tools to manage crypto volatility. Y'all get how big that is? Auto conversion into fiat. So if we're in a volatile market where it's pretty bearish, we believe that, you know what, Ethereum probably going down today. But your company still accepts Ethereum as payment. What are you going to do? Accept payment that you know is going to be losing value is the moment that you receive it? Or accept the payment and put it in this auto thing that it will swap over the fiat immediately, not fiat, but USDC. As soon as they swipe and pay you Ethereum, it goes into your wallet as USDC. How useful could that be? Well, they can use any token they want to use to pay you, but it still goes into your wallet as a stable currency. Like, that's huge. Right? So it makes more sense to use a gateway system versus just using the wallet address where you just send my Bitcoin as address. This also gives it, I don't know if they talk about it, but you can see who is sending you what versus, we don't even know who sent us money when they just send it to my address. All I got is your address. That's all I know. So where are we at? Sorry, I lost my little spot. Oh yeah, here we go. How do cryptocurrency payment gateways work? To use the service of the crypto payment gateway, you need to register and choose an integration tool. Once you have integrated the payment solution, you can start using payments. So what is going on behind the scenes? Your client chooses the crypto payment method. Then the client can choose any of the coins supported by the gateway. The crypto payment gateway provides your client with detailed information necessary to make a payment, the amount, the payout address, and so on. The gateway processes the payment, converts to crypto if required, and charges the fee. Then, depending on the gateway type, custodial or not, your profit is sent either directly to your wallet or your merchant account. Some people want to just receive straight fiat, even though they are accepting crypto. So in that case, yeah, they can send you fiat straight to your bank account, even though you're accepting Ethereum if you're using the process payment gateway. What are the features of a crypto payment gateway? By accepting crypto as a payment option, you can significantly benefit from all the benefits that cryptocurrency provides. And the crypto payment gateway will serve as a guide that will make this process smooth and efficient. The main features of the crypto payment gateway include reducing the number of intermediaries. Unlike traditional fiat payment processors, crypto ones do not cooperate with a long list of intermediaries. This significantly increases the speed of payment processes and reduces fees. In addition, if the gateway is non-custodial, like Now Payments, payments for your goods and services is made on a wallet-to-wallet basis. That is, the gateway does not store your profit. Instead, funds are instantly transferred from the customer wallet to the merchants. Beautiful. Protection against chargeback fraud. Man, this is big. Don't we all hate it? Because if you accept fiat payments, even when you render good services, people can go and lie and say they didn't receive the service or it wasn't up to their par and that they want their money back. I've had people that didn't bought master classes from me. They didn't say how well the master class was. They gave me good products. It's like, hey, good, thank you for this. This changed my life. And at the same time, going to their bank that this is a fraudulent claim and I didn't get what I paid for. You know what I mean? And there was hardly anything I can do about it. The money was just taken back from me. And if I didn't respond fast enough, I was a loss. And even when I did respond fast enough, how do you prove that the person enjoyed themselves? What if I didn't have that screenshot that said, thank you so much, this changed my life? Then there's nothing I could have done about it. You know what I mean? So this is why people want to take and accept crypto more, because it's less chances of them being able to come back and do that chargeback on you. So due to the irreversibility of crypto transactions, merchants using crypto payment gateways cannot worry about chargeback fraud. Cases of this kind of fraud can bring huge losses and lead to the collapse of a small business. Exactly. I know, right? Payments sent via the crypto network are irreversible. All data is recorded in the blockchain, and anyone knowing their receipts or sender's wallet address can see the time and amount of transactions. So we all can see what happened, but you can't reverse it. You can't say I need my money back. No. The crypto payment gateway significantly simplifies the process for you and your customer. In addition, by implementing the integration tool that suits you, your store will get the image of a tech-savvy brand if you want to accept crypto payments directly. By placing a wallet address in your website, you will encounter some inconveniences. First, you will have to manually adjust the price of your items accordingly to the crypto price. This is if we accept it, manually. I gotta always say what crypto price I want to accept. They ain't there every hour, right? Or I can just make sure I say, hey, send me $100 in ETH. But people can kind of slightly go off, and I just gotta accept that. If I get $97 in ETH, I can't just not give them their product because it wasn't the perfect $100. I gotta accept the fact that maybe price moved or something, even though it could be their fault. They didn't take into the fact that network fees, and they sent me that, and now I'm just shorthanded. That happens. Again, you can't withdraw their product, sending them their product because you're $5 short due to network fees. But this payment gateway solves all that. So what they're saying here is first, you have to manually adjust the price of your items accordingly to the crypto price, which is highly volatile. Secondly, if you want to accept multiple cryptocurrencies by placing wallet addresses, your website interface will resemble some kind of mathematical spell. In addition, you will be unable to effectively monitor payment details like transaction status and other crucial components. So guys, don't think you can get around neither one of these if you own a business. Don't just put the wallet address up there and think that that's okay way to accept crypto. Crypto payment gateways provide various integration tools from APIs to plugins and invoices. Thanks to this, you can effectively accept payments on any website, in an application, or even on social media. Moreover, some gateways provide virtual point-of-sale terminals for receiving crypto payments in brick and mortar stores. Such terminals are incredibly cost effective as they do not require installations and maintenance costs. Man, how to set up a crypto payment gateway to my website. And they give you step-by-steps here. I'm not gonna just go over that, but there will be a link of this drop in the bio for anybody that needs any of these links to go back and read. Let's go to the conclusion. Crypto payment gateways can be great helpers for those who want to keep up with the times and accept fast, low fee, and chargeback-free payments. For example, Now Payments is a top-notch service that supports 100 plus coins, provides 15 plus integrational tools, and has the lowest service fees on the market. Man, thank you, Miss Mimi. I just needed to read it again because Ms. Dazzle always got on me about this. And I was like, yeah, we should do it. But actually reading this article out loud, it just puts the focus on like, why aren't you doing this yet? This is a solution. We should all have that for those of us that do want to accept crypto for our companies. It just makes sense. So again, thank you, Ms. Mimi, for that. All right. Now, we're not going to spend too much time on this. We already talked about Bitcoin, and Brother Bankroll did drop his video for us to get our weekly understanding, but we'll still go over real quick. The Bitcoin Weekly starting yesterday. Bitcoin produced a second green candle in a row, albeit a small candle once again, but at least it was a positive as the largest crypto finished a hair above 19.7. There was not much price volatility last week, but that could change this week with some key inflation numbers coming out. Last week, the United States saw job growth slower than expected as reported on Friday, which pulled Bitcoin back to 20K. This was the biggest news driver and came just in time for the weekend. Then the BNB chain had an exploit that drained an estimate of 100 billion in crypto out of it, which caused it to halt operations for a while. And our fun fact of the week, below, we go over just how hard Bitcoin mining has become in the wake of the Ethereum merge. And y'all heard TCC talking about this a few times already. So from a technical analysis standpoint, we are at an interesting time indicating we will likely see a big move one way or the other. BTC is currently in a unique trading pattern where it is getting squeezed on a rising volume, but with low volatility. The low trading range with ever increasing volume has the Bitcoin Historic Volatility Index, BVOL, at a 36, something it has only achieved 2 times in its history, with the last 2 times coming before the market low of 2018. With that said, the Relative Strength Index, RSI, is at a low of 44.76, which is in the neutral territory with most other technical indicators in the sell category, including all the moving averages. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index, highlighted below, is at 22 and down 2 points from last week, staying in extreme fear range, extending its record streak in that range. Now, y'all know me, I like to buy fear and I sell greed. So for me, these is times to buy while everybody else is afraid. But buy what you can afford to set to the side because we aren't yet bullish. All right, we got us a video here. Let's start with the video because normally they read out everything they talked about. So let's just go ahead and let me make sure I got my sound shared and we can see what they're talking about here. Oh, did they give me with the fake pic? They didn't hit your boy with the fake pic, did they? They got me with the screenshot. All right, let's see if we got the video on here. Hive is a fork from pioneering. Oh, I didn't even read the title. Excuse me. Defluenced episode 4, review of Hive's social blogging platform. So we talked about this before, especially with how we see Facebook is banning people and Instagram is banning people and Twitter is removing people. Decentralized social media platforms have the ability to just take away our voice. You know, even for us that sells on the markets, they just really took away our whole selling wave. Whenever you do that, that's what they did to Boosie. Wouldn't even allow him to sell his movie when they kicked him off of Instagram. So it makes sense for us to start to take that power back and start believing in decentralized social medias. So Hive is a fork from pioneering Web3 social media platforms, Demon, built by Ned Scott and Dan Larimer. In today's episode of Defluenced, Uncle Bonehead, and I delve into Hive platform and discuss what we like about it and what we don't. Larimer is a developer with a long string of successful projects behind him. His first, BitShares, paved the path toward decentralized anonymous organizations, DAOs, and gave birth to the delegate proof of stake consensus mechanism on which several blockchains are based. That includes Hive. Other blockchains that use it include Tron, Cardano, and EOS. As a side note, it's interesting that Cardano has found by Charles Hoskinson, who partnered with Larimer on BitShare, and Larimer is also the creator of EOS. If you're interested in more details on the history, you can read my book. Scroll down. Come on, why are you not scrolling? There we go. What is Hive and who is it for? Okay, now we got our video. Hive is a social blogging blockchain with many applications. In fact, it's decentralized and anonymous in nature. It has no company backing and doesn't need any. I'm not going to go into long details about it here because I don't want to spoil the show. Suffice to say that Uncle Bonehead and I are both fans of Hive, and we tell you why it's on why in this podcast. We hope you'll become fans too. Let's see how long this podcast is, and if we'll have. Sorry, we will be dropping this link in the title though on YouTube chat. So feel free to look up this and watch it later at your time. But I'm not going to watch that video right now. What I will say though is Hive is, like we just said, a decentralized social media. It works like a decentralized Twitter. I like Hive as well. I just think that Hive is before its time. Many people are not ready to adopt into decentralization anything. So I don't see the world moving over. And if everybody isn't there, then it's just not effective enough. You know, I can't get my influence. I'm not making enough money over there versus the amount of money I make because I see everybody on Facebook. So I do like Hive, but like I just said, it's ahead of its time. And I do think that, you know, we should look into it, invest in it, even create our accounts. But, you know, this is one of the things that could take time before it's any type of profitable. This might be them things that take until our kids is old enough. And I'm talking about my 8-year-old son. This might be something that until he's 20, it doesn't really take place. Just like kind of like how Black Planet didn't turn into, you know, Black Planet was around when I was young, but we didn't get Facebook until I graduated high school. This is one of those type of things. But we're in the early stages of certain social media, but it might not catch on to be popular for another 10, 15 years or so. Now, our final story, and maybe the last thing we're able to talk about, is KuCoin. And this is one of the coins we was going to go over our undervalued coin. KCS is one of those coins. So let's just talk about something that KuCoin has to offer that is better than a lot. You know, you see everybody now promoting their bots. They are creating bots on different platforms where it just basically uses their trading strategy and automate it. People like this because it's able to take the emotion out of trading, which is a problem that us as humans have. Like even right now, I'm still holding on to my Ethereum trade because emotionally, I'm like, I can't lose this amount of money. But if I program a robot to just say, hey, if you go down this level, cut it off. If you go up this level, take profit, and it's just automatic, my emotions will be taken out of it. I probably win more than I lose because I won't just hold on to trades this long. I would most likely already been out of the market because of my parameters, and I already would have won a couple of trades with Chad this morning because of those parameters. I would have bought and sold and bought and sold. So I could have made more money if I was more robotic. And so it makes sense to learn how to use those robots on KuCoin. So how smart is a KuCoin smart rebalance bot? It might not be smart, but you can make it smarter. Because again, you're using your trading strategies. You can have these things set to say that, you know, if you hit my 20-day EMA, I want a buy. If you go under my 55-day EMA, I want you to sell. These are my trading strategies, things that I can make automated to where it does it for me, to where it won't be like I did when I seen it go under the 55. I told myself, now I'm gonna hold a little bit longer. Now I think it's gonna find support. That emotion side of me is why I'm losing right now. Had I had this set to robot that already took the loss and already been on the next trade, I probably would have already made up for it. So let's talk about it. If you are a holder, try smart rebalance. If looking for a short-time profit, try rebalancing by ratio. KuCoin has one of the simplest smart rebalancing bots. Hi, folks. Hope you're doing well in this bear market, not only crypto, but all things. So I have thought to shed some light on KuCoin's free trading bots. Let's have a look today at smart rebalance. What is a smart rebalance bot? Let's think this way. You are a crypto newbie. You heard a random guy on the internet, definitely not me. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So you have decided to buy several cryptocurrencies, CTB, HTE, SCK, LOS. Now you want to make a portfolio of those cryptos. Furthermore, you are a person of principle. Whatever happens, you want to have 25% CTB, 25% HTE, 25% SCK, and 25% LOS in your portfolio. You have heard that the crypto market is very volatile and prices fluctuate very often. You could have looked at your portfolio every 5 minutes and try to buy or sell assets to keep the ratio even. Do you really want to do this? Or do you want a bot to do it for you? Smart rebalance can assist holders in further increasing their returns. The core of this strategy is to increase the amount of assets while maintaining the portfolio percentage basically unchanged. Some may wonder, what is the meaning of rebalancing? On the other hand, you can always stick to your expected portfolio percentage. On the other hand, the number of your tokens will grow through rounds of rebalancing. How does smart rebalancing work? Initial allocation, the SCK is 45%, RMX 30%, MSK 25%. Before the rebalance, it was 45.68. RMX was 29.52. Mass was 24.79. But you see how they rebalance it to make the numbers even and move numbers around? So after the rebalance, you had the 45%, RMX at 30%, MSK at 25%, plus $6.26 in USDT. By rebalancing it, you still hold your coins, these same coins up here, but now you have a profit. You understand? Kind of like refinancing your house. That's basically what they let you do, refinance your portfolio. In this infographic, we can see how when the price of an asset changes, also the distribution changes. Therefore, by the time of the next rebalance, 12 hours in this example, which is based on the real data, this excess of SCK was sold to the buy, then needed amounts of RMX and MSK. Although the prices also went up, it wasn't enough to keep the distribution. They fell a little below the desired percentage. This way, SCK kept its value in relation to the total value of the portfolio at the time, and RMX and MSK got the coins amount increased. Globally, the net value of the portfolio increased too. Then we can see the initial distribution and how right before rebalancing was executed, second chart, the percentage of the net value change. After the rebalancing, the net value doesn't get affected. Only the amount of the coin is affected. And our portfolio is again perfectly balanced with our criteria and desire. And they basically made 3% for rebalancing, holding their same coins and rebalancing, and they earned 3%. On KuCoin, rebalancing could be done by coin ratio or by time. By the time the period is available for 30 minutes to 28 days. If you don't want to rebalance at all, you can turn off this option. Now the question is, what is the best method of rebalancing? Best optimization method. Honestly, there's no best optimization method. The answer is it depends. However, it depends on the market. If you're rebalancing too early, every 30 minutes, you will buy and sell assets too often. That means you have to pay the fees for that. If you're rebalancing every 24 hours, it can happen that by the time of rebalancing, the market has stabilized and you're not able to utilize the volatility. If you decide to optimize the ratio and you put the threshold by 4%, it could happen that the asset only increased by 3.5% and you missed a chance of the rebalancing. Nevertheless, if you look for a short-time profit, especially in the bear market, volatility is low and the market moves mostly sideways, rebalancing by ratio could be the best option. On the contrary, if you want to increase your profit by buy and sell less, try one of the rebalancing methods by time, which benefits you. Could we do better? Yes. If we want to leave the hassle of rebalancing, you could turn it off. You could do a rebalance by yourself after your portfolio reaches a profit of X percentage. You could get notified and rebalance on your own. So you got a lot of tools here. Great. Another way to make the most is to have a look at the market. If any asset goes high, you can sell this asset. Ergo for USDC versus USDT. What you have to do is reduce the asset in percentage and increase the USDT percentage, leaving the other asset unchanged. By comparing the current price and the average price, you could make the most of that. And we talked about this for a minute. Great, read these articles that's kind of like backing things that we've already talked about and suggested doing. And one thing that just really hit me is there's a bot that can do it for us. I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty excited about that because Brother Chad, you know, we've talked about this before, swapping USDC and the USDT for profits. And it's like very safe to do because you're basically stable the whole time. You just capitalizing off of whatever volatility comes. If there's no volatility, you're still stable. You take no losses. If there is volatility, you take advantage and you win. And with this rebalancing bot, it can do it automatically for me for USDC, USDT. Oh yeah. I gotta learn to set up this bot today. So TCC, be looking out for more information on this. Well, if I figure it out, I'll definitely keep y'all in the loop, especially if we can do this with stable currencies. So it's very, it's not very risky. It might be low in rewards, but there's no risk. I don't mind that. If I can get 3% rewarded with no risk, I'll take that every day, all day. So thanks for your support. Let's go ahead and tip these people. What the heck? Oh, down here. And that is our last article. And I believe that's all the time I actually have for today. So I won't be able to go into another project, but I will say KCS is what we were just reading about, KuCoin. And that's a strong coin that I believe that people should definitely, involve into their accounts. You want to get some KuCoin in that KCS, but all it has to offer, while it's doing, even with this bot, I don't think anyone else is offering it. MEXC is a great competitor to KuCoin, but I don't think they have a bot. If they do, I need to look into that one too. So I got some work to do, guys. Now I'm talking about what I don't know. I got some work to do to figure it out with these bots and maybe see if we can come up with a simple bot that we can use and get gains from. So let me get to that. Is there any last minute questions, comments, or concerns about anything that we talked about here tonight? Today, this morning.
None, sir. Thank you.
None? Everybody good? Great. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this class. The replay will be ready in just a second. I just want to make sure I get all these links in the tab for y'all. So in case y'all ever think, well, Dennis, I want to go back and reread those stories. When you click on the replay inside the YouTube, I will drop those links in the title, in the information side. So you can just go and click on the links as you please and read for yourself or watch those videos. So let me go ahead and edit this video up and get y'all a copy. And after I'm done with all that, I'll be in the trading room. Peace, love, and abundance.